Hello everyone. Today I want to talk to you about a concept called the economics of trust. And usually when we think about trust, we're thinking about things like honesty, authenticity, somebody that has your back, somebody whose actions actually follow their words. And so we think about better relationships, better communication, better collaboration, probably a reduction in conflict, and all of those are wonderful things. But we don't really talk that much about the pure economic value of trust, which is really the why of trust in business, besides just that it is a good thing to do as a human being. But what are really the economics associated with trust? Stephen M.R. Covey wrote a book called The Speed of Trust several years ago. He's actually the son of Stephen Covey, who wrote the classic 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But in the book Speed of Trust, he refers to two things that change based on the variation of trust. And those two components are speed and their cost. So think about that. As trust increases, speed increases, and cost decreases. And conversely, as trust decreases, speed decreases and costs increase. And so if you think about relationships you may have with your customers or with your suppliers, if you have a higher level of trust with those groups, do you have less meetings? Do you have less phone calls? Are you less concerned about micromanaging things if there's a high level of trust? And the answer is yes. And if that's the case, then your speed increases and usually you can reduce costs. My favorite example that illustrates this at the most outstanding level is thinking about 9/11. And if any of you had ever traveled before 9/11 in the United States and after 9/11, you know exactly what I mean. So compare the two. What was speed and what was the costs associated with travel before 9/11 and after 9/11? You can imagine traveling before, which I did extensively. You could get to the airport 20 minutes early, whip right through the actual security clearance and check and get on your plane. And then after 9/11, you actually had to wait 2.5 hours sometimes to get through security to get on your plane, which costs you time. That's speed. So reduce speed, and then you think of having TSA and now all the extra equipment and all the extra personnel that's required to get you through and others through security. The costs went up exponentially compared to what they were before. So because there was a new extreme lack of trust, the time to get through the airport drastically increased, and the costs associated with that increased immensely. So speed slowed down getting through there, and cost went way up. And really, that is the economic of trust in a nutshell. If you develop more trusting relationships with your people, with others, the speed of getting things done will increase and the costs go down because you're not managing, you're not doing as many check-ins, you're not having excessive meetings that slow down the process and make it a bureaucratic process because of the lack of that. You just get things done through trusting each other to do their job and follow through on what they said they were going to do. Those trusting relationships are the key in business. Trust increases, and then speed increases and costs go down. Hope you enjoyed this short video. If you like it, please hit the like button. Also subscribe if you're somebody that is new to the channel, and look forward to talking to you again soon. Let's get to work.